I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank everyone for showing up tonight. The consent agenda, minutes from February 15th. Additions, deletions, corrections. Okay, the claims. Any questions on the claims? Hearing none. Personnel report, Mr. Simpson.
Resignation, we have one, Beth Holton, 6th grade teacher at Yorktown Middle School, effective at the end of this school year. One retirement, Jackie Applegate, 3rd grade teacher at YCS, effective at the end of the current school year. Appointments, transfers for the 2010-2011 school year. Jay Neal, 2nd head boys track coach at Yorktown Middle School. Greg Miller, assistant baseball coach at YHS. Kara Collins, assistant track coach at YHS. And Brad Hill, head boys varsity golf coach at YHS. Appointments and transfers for the 2011-12 school year. Zach Ravenstein, head boys soccer coach at YHS. New hire for the 11-12 school year, Megan Bevins, assistant boys track coach at YMS, pending a background check. Volunteers, all for this remaining school year, include Scott Murr, volunteer assistant baseball coach at YHS, Janet Goff, volunteer assistant girls tennis coach at YHS, and Nicole Jones, volunteer track coach at YHS. Leave of absence, extension, Aiden Heath, teacher at YMS for the remainder of this school year, FMLA. And temporary contract extension for Derek Neff, temporary teacher at YMS for the remainder of the school year.
Any questions, comments? We have a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any other comments? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion, please vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion passes 5-0. Public comments. If you can hold your comments to 5 minutes or less, and if you could please state your name and address before you speak.
Hi, my name's Cole, 51 West State Route 13, Yorktown. I just got a couple of questions. I've sat in quite a few of the meetings here. I don't think I've missed very many in the last 3 years. And over the course of that time, I see a lot of teachers either resigning or being terminated. I wonder if there's a purpose or a reason for all this terminating or people leaving the school system. I see our teachers being less qualified as far as experience. Our old teachers are all being forced out or done something with. I don't know what the purpose is. And we get new teachers, and they don't last too long. Some of them don't make it through the year. So I was wondering why we have such a turnover in the teaching staff of our schools throughout the whole system. And secondly, I've asked for the last 2 or 3 years why we don't have a sign down here on the highway to explain what's going on in this school system. Nobody knows what goes on in these buildings other than the people within them. I don't know whether there's a basketball game or volleyball match or spelling bee or what's going on here. We don't advertise. Every school I go by has got a sign out there. Basketball, spring break, whatever. But we can't seem to come up with a small token of money as to what we spend on those things. It doesn't even portray anything to the community. So I think it's in your interest to put a little money in something and advertise this school. You drive by this school, and we don't know whether this is Yorktown School or whether it's Daleville School or West Dell School or what. There's nothing down here. There's nothing on the buildings. I think we owe that to this community to promote this school. So I would like for you to consider investing a little money in putting something out here that the people of the community knows what's going on. We can do everything else inside and outside the building, but advertise our school system. I think we ought to do a little of that.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. New business reports. Actually, if everyone has agenda A and B, will handle together. Qualified school construction bond.
That is phase 2 at the high school. And in your package, you have the scope that Train has worked with us over the last several months to develop. The administration feels very comfortable with the scope of the project, and Train is here to take any questions if you have those. If you do have questions, I would encourage you to ask those this evening. And if not, I would encourage you to approve the scope that's in your packet and also the contract that we have appeared to be signed this evening.
Any questions? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, again, any questions or anything?
No, the only comment that I would make is that it's a good comprehensive plan that addresses a lot of the needs that we had identified the first time around when we were in the phase 1 of the project. It's glad to see the additional detail on the tech side that we were looking for. Looking forward to doing well. Appreciate Train's help. Appreciate all the work that you and the staff at the school and guys that put together.
Good job, gentlemen,
Thank you.
as usual.
Can't acknowledge you, Mike.
I understand that, but don't you think you owe it to the people of this community to tell us what you're gonna do to these buildings?
It's been, I mean, we've gone over this a couple different times.
Is there anything on black and white?
Right. Mrs. McCory will provide you a
I
copy.
appreciate it, thank you.
All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, same sign. Motion passes 5-0. Summer school proposals.
In your package, you will find summer school proposals for PVE and YMS. I know that the other buildings are also still entertaining some summer school options. We just haven't hammered all that out, but it would be my recommendation that you approve the ones that we do have on hand.
So moved.
Second? All. Any questions?
And some of the work that's being done, Mrs. McCormick, is that with the buildings, the facilities, has that been all scheduled around this, so
Yes.
there won't be?
All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Facility used for primary and general election.
In your packet, you will have a letter that was addressed to the school system with permission from the county to use our buildings for the primary and general election. They would like to use the middle school and the high school. It's my recommendation that you approve that so we can give them the go-ahead.
So moved.
Second? Okay, any other questions? All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. YHS evaluation and coaching responsibilities.
Also in your packet, you have a new athletic evaluation for coaches, that would be head coaches and assistant coaches. Also attached to that, not attached, but along with that is a self-assessment. Mr. Wolfer and Mrs. Whitman have spent a lot of time in redeveloping this. They've gotten samples from other schools. We feel like it's time to update and change, make modifications to our current evaluations tools. So it's my recommendation that we do approve both of those, and that is the evaluation and the self-assessment.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second? Okay. Any questions?
I just comment, I think, I look at it, I think it's a great tool. It would be very helpful to whoever is primarily responsible for the foundation to do a nice job. It's going to be
All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Agreement to lease resolution.
This is for our buses. We're working with Crossroads as far as the loan. It is a 3-year lease. It's my recommendation. It has been looked over by Ms. Cooper to make sure everything is accurate and legal in the lease. It's my recommendation that we do approve that so we can go ahead with the leasing of these 6 buses for next year, or for next fall.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second? Any further questions? All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. It's not on the agenda, but good for fuel and
We were buying it off the shelf, and we have been watching it, and with the help of AgVest, we called them today just to get some further guidance. We would like to lock that in. They will allow us to lock it in at $3.31, given the situation with the prices going up. It's my recommendation we do lock in for 2 months. It would start in April, start April 1st, and end at the end of May. So it'll be in April, through the month of April, and through the month of May.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any further questions? All in favor of the motion, vote by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Alex, student council representative.
Okay, well, first off, I'd like to apologize for not being here last month. I completely spaced it and forgot about the meeting, so went to the basketball game instead. But okay, so I have a couple months of stuff to cover, but we had our snow coming week, February 7th through 11th, and that was a success. We did have one snow day during that week, but we adjusted